in a panic, my work phone and personal phone in hand before my feet hit the floor, and ended them at political events or networking happy hours. More often, they were one and the same. I was in a frazzled frenzy of trying to prove myself worthy of the opportunity I'd been given. Ironically, I was working myself to the bone even without the direct, in-person supervision of any fellow staff in the state. As a single-staff state director, I had a level of autonomy enviable from many of my fellow recent grads, which was great, except I didn't use that power to set myself up for long-term success. Instead, I ran myself ragged while joking that I was fortunate to be my own boss at such a young age, but that, quote, I was a bitch to work for. Oof. Contributing to my misery was the fact that I'd gone from being a college athlete to having no real fitness in my life at all for nearly 3 years. I bristled at my annual checkup when my doctor asked what I was doing in terms of exercise, and my answer was walking my dog sometimes. Worse yet, I used to tell myself, at least during the most intense months of campaign season, that I was skinny because I couldn't find time for lunch. I remember sitting around a healthcare policymakers table in 2012, joking with 2 lobbyists that, hey, at least we got some protein in our breakfast from the soy milk in our coffee. Hilarious. During this time, my once close friendships took a hit too. I rarely put in the effort necessary to keep key friendships with my college besties and childhood friends alive. I genuinely didn't think it was a big deal that I felt isolated and alone most days, and told myself that I was making sacrifices for a job I loved. All of this was complicated by the fact that I felt stuck in a completely toxic relationship. When I stepped up into the state director role with OFA, I had just moved in with my boyfriend of a year, a fellow Politico 10 years my senior who I'd met on the campaign trail in college. He was elected to local office, a passionate advocate for working people, working on behalf of many social justice issues I believed in. He was smart and hardworking, and he also happened to be an alcoholic. The former impressed me instantly. The latter took me quite a bit longer to pick up on, and once I did, I had no idea how to handle it. Somehow addiction wasn't a topic covered in all my years of formal education. Everyone has their breaking point. Mine happened one day as I was driving through my alma mater's campus in the fall of 2012. My organizing work often brought me back to the charming east side of Providence at Brown, where I'd just spent 4 years studying political science, getting my education. I was stopped at a red light while racing between events, bone-tired and slumped over my steering wheel. It had been a particularly crazy day, and I found myself wondering how the hell I'd gotten here. Just a few years ago, I was one of those students on the other side of my windshield. I was someone who used to feel in control of life. This was decidedly not the life I'd imagined for myself. And though I was proud of the work I was doing, I felt misaligned and out of sync. I watched as college students saddled with heavy backpacks crossed Thayer Street in the crosswalk before me. Sure, they looked pretty beleaguered too, but they were heading home for Thanksgiving break. As they rolled their bags across the street to the airport shuttle, I desperately wished I could trade places with them. I thought, I'll gladly tackle your finals if you figure out my life for me. In that moment, it dawned on me. I was waiting for an end of the semester that would never arrive. I wanted permission to head home for a week and put my feet up on mom and dad's couch. And those same skills that got me so far academically, perfecting, performing, and pleasing, had set me up for a spectacular burnout. This was depressing, sure, but I also started to feel bad for feeling sad. I felt guilty for wanting more when so many others had less. I thought of all the privilege I had going for me, all the opportunities I'd been given. My problems paled in comparison to those of the people on whose behalf I was fighting each day. So what the hell was my problem? I just needed to suck it up, do my job, push through, keep my nose to the grindstone, and surely I'd be rewarded, right? That's what I'd always done before, but this time it wasn't working. I was working hard, but didn't know what I was working toward. I wasn't sure what I wanted my life.